At 3 o'clock, we are submitting the letter requesting Japanese government to stop spreading contaminated rubble all over Japan and burn it and dump it into water at the Tokyo Bay.
We are writing this letter in support of a network of thousands of mothers across Japan who fear the devastation resulting from the tsunami on March 11th and the grossly negligent government policies since its occurrence.
The petition is like people who agreed with letter from all over the world. We have 6,200 signatures in about 2 weeks.
And people wrote their own comments in there?
Yes, yes. Do you want to see?
Yeah, so there's a big diversity of individual comments in there.
Yes,
right?
so this is letter in Japanese.
Okay.
And this is letter in English. This is endorsers.
Endorsers.
From all over the world. From right. Bianca Jaga in UK to Italy, Japan, DC, Australia.
So, you know, and it's double-sided, and there's 2 binders.
Yeah.
And it's in 2 languages.
Whoever type in Japanese, it come out Japanese. I have some Koreans in there too.
Oh yeah?
I have no idea what it's saying, but so we have Slovakia, Japan, Taiwan, Turkey, France.
I'm a mother. I'm also a cancer survivor. I can tell you I would not want my child anywhere near Fukushima right now. Right now, the limits, the area that's supposed to be evacuated is only 12 miles. That's absurd. The amount of radiation children are allowed to be exposed to is up to 20 millisievert. That is an amount that was raised after March 11th, after it was determined that obviously there was too much radiation, so they raised the amount. That's not acceptable for children, for babies, for pregnant women. The amount that they're judging as acceptable is based on an adult male, not on a child's body or a baby's body or a fetus. We've also learned that women are much more susceptible to getting cancer, 50% more than men, which tells us women also should be evacuated. Women and children and babies. The Japanese government doesn't want to pay attention to it because it means they have to admit they have a bigger problem than they can deal with. Would you want to have to give up your job and your home? What would you do? And if your government's telling you it's safe, who do you believe? We need to stand behind these mothers. They're protesting right now. Tokyo is also contaminated. Lies about that. Lies about Fukushima. These children and these mothers need to be protected. I don't think any of us want our kids to have leukemia. The Japanese deserve the same.
They would rather pretend everything is all right and have profits return to normal than to admit the catastrophe, the ongoing catastrophe that the people of Fukushima are facing. Stop burning radioactive rubble!
Stop burning radioactive rubble!
Save the children of Japan!
Save the children of Japan! Oh, take a minute. Stay out.
Do you have an appointment as a group or
No, just 3 people.
Just 3 of us have an appointment. Okay, so we just delivered this petition to the Japanese consulate. Can you imagine? Oh, tomorrow we're going to bring 1,000 tons of radioactive rubble to New York City. We're going to incinerate it right here, and then we're going to dump it in the Hudson. I don't think that's a good idea. It sounds really stupid. I'm sorry to say, I think the Japanese people are smart, but that's not a good idea. That's not safe. You incinerate it, it means you get it into the atmosphere. And there's a bunch of children who are living way too close in Fukushima to where the reactors melted. They're going to schools and contaminated schools with contaminated playgrounds. They're living in homes that are contaminated. They're touching material that's contaminated and putting it in their mouths and ingesting it. It's really a terrible situation. You're not hearing about it in the press. The press has moved on. Old story. The plant's melted. Too bad for those people over there. They're in a really bad situation. And Japan wants to cover it up because it looks bad. It does not look good for them. But the children are suffering, and this is a generational problem. Radiation causes genetic mutations. It causes cancer. It won't show up right away, but it will show up. Kids are going to get leukemia. It's a horrible disease, and it's not something for us to be looking away from. We need to move those kids, and we need to stop the contaminated rubble from being shipped. And I'm going to let the petitioner, the woman who wrote up this petition, Samoy Zymer, speak.
Imagine you don't know about the radiation. You think it's safe because government's saying it's safe. You chose to trust government rather than only a few people saying this is not okay. So, for this letter to be public, to be read by many people is our ultimate goal.
Save the children of Japan!
Save the children of Japan!